We talk a lot about bike tech here at GCN, and sometimes that tech can be taken for granted.
And one of the most useful and universal technologies we use is GPS, or the Global Positioning System.
And it's in a lot more things than you'd imagine. Today, in this video, we're going to talk about how it can improve your cycling life.
But before we do so, consider subscribing to GCN and hit the bell icon to stay up to date.
Great idea, Alex.
Oh, thanks, yeah.
Most of us already have a device with inbuilt GPS tracking and routing system, our mobile phones.
Within these phones and on the apps, you can just simply click on a set location and it will guide you there with no hassle and no stress. The GPS system uses 30 or more satellites that are 20,000 kilometers above our heads. These satellites then orbit the Earth once every 11 hours and 58 minutes. We know exactly where these satellites are because they're continually beaming signals to stations down on the Earth, relaying their position. We can use our GPS-enabled device, such as our phone or cycle head unit, to receive these signals. Once we've locked on to at least 4 or more satellites, we can then position ourselves, pinpoint it exactly within 3-dimensional space.
For your GPS signal to work, there can't be anything blocking the signal. That's why you do sometimes lose signal when you go through wooded areas or a tunnel. Another reason you might lose signal is something called multipath, and this is when all the different signals bounces off different buildings.
We won't have any such problems up here though, will we?
No, don't think so.
Lovely. Lovely views. Phones make for great GPS devices, although they do have a couple of drawbacks, such as their size, the battery life, the screen brightness or contrast, as well as their waterproofness.
If you are already using maps on your phone, then they are user-friendly. Plus, they use GPS, Wi-Fi network signals, and your mobile phone signal, so you always have an accurate location on the map.
GPS devices are great at pinpointing a location, and you can also use them to try and follow a set route, for example. This could be something that's created by somebody else, or you could even try designing your own routes. But if you're going to do that, we recommend trying to use a cycling-specific platform so that you don't stray onto any roads and paths that aren't that suitable for cycling on.
We here at GCN use an app called Komoot, which has all the tools you need to create a route, to share it and discover other people's route. It can allow you to find some of the best roads to ride on in the world. It's particularly helpful for pinpointing landmarks out too, which your GPS will help you find mid-ride. Also helpful when you're off-road too.
These rides all exist in what's known as a GPX file, and that stores all of the information that you need to follow the route. So for example, if I created as a route that goes from here to the beach, that will be stored as a GPX file. I can then download that route to multiple devices, share it online, or share it to all 3 of my friends.
Think of it as a virtual trail of breadcrumbs, all add up to a path, and that is your route. You don't need to worry about that just yet though. If you're just starting out, so all you need to do is press start and follow the route.
These devices can also record that location information as you're cycling along on your route, and then store it to use afterwards, which you then upload to various cycling platforms, and again, share it with all 3 of your friends.
You've got so many files to share with your friends.
Guys, it's going to be great. A bike computer is a great way to upgrade your navigation capabilities on the bike. After all, it is a device dedicated for that.
The reason for understanding what a GPX file is becomes clearer once you start using a dedicated bike computer like this one. If you're using a mapping platform like Komoot, you can plan your route and then send it in a GPX file directly to your bike computer and then use it to navigate. We here use the Wahoo Roam for detailed step-by-step instructions to navigate whilst riding. Depending on what bike computer you use, the best way to get started with navigation is to download the designated app to your bike computer. So for us here, that's Wahoo Element app.
Once your head unit is synced, you can find all of those routes in the route section of your head unit, and some head units you can even sync them using Wi-Fi. So you've got your route loaded up and you're ready to go, and one of the first things I recommend doing is zooming in on the map slightly so that you can see the area that you're cycling into, and you can see the twists and turns coming up on the road, and you can see any turnings that you need to take on your route. Also, if you are going to zoom in, it will mean you can see a greater map detail, as opposed to if you're zoomed out and you lose some of those details.
If you do get it wrong, don't stress. It can be easy enough to link back up to your original route and carry on. Most importantly of all, don't forget to look up and enjoy the ride. The reason you plotted a route in the first place is to enjoy a nice spin.
Hope you really enjoyed this video on how to use GPS and how it can improve your riding.
Let us know in the comment section below how you navigate out on the bike, and when you're down there, give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy.
Right, should we go and get lunch at this farm shop?
Yeah.
I've got it.
Got it on
plotted
your
in.
GPS?
Yeah, I've got
Right.
the route. Right, let's do it.
Let's go. Oh, wait for me.